With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Well, hello and welcome back once again. Race fans here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Grab the popcorn, grab a seat, get a loved one, because we've got some great racing action on hand for you tonight back at Michigan International Speedway for SwiftMotorSports RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series Mitten State 98. If you're from Michigan, you get the joke right there. The Mitten State 98. I'm sure we're going to see some fast drivers here in qualifying. Multiple drivers already out there on track. Let's jump out now. Trackside with the 10 of David Cameron as he's up to speed. There you can see that 10 car right there off in the background. Coming across the stripe to begin his first time lap, and with that being said, we'll go ahead and throw a little bit of the qualifying information up on screen for you so you can keep track of it just like we do here in the Turn 3 Racing Network booth. How you doing? How you feeling, race fans? Darkside Dave in the cave here, bringing you all the great racing action. There you can see all the drivers on track on a qualifying lap or an up-to-speed lap, and multiple drivers already out there. 23 drivers at the track here for tonight's race. We'll see who can walk away with the pole. Familiar face up at the top right now. Jason Capella out there on track, ready to turn in his first time lap. And as drivers begin to cross the stripe, we'll switch things around a little bit on the graphics for you, just to make it a little bit easier keeping up with who's out there doing what. Jason Arson right now sitting on top of the speed charts. We're still on board and watching that 10 of David Cameron as he's back down the back stretch this time. See if he can't improve that third place spot right now and improve up to the top spot. The 44 of Jason Arson still sitting on top of the speed charts right now. Quick time 42:20. Cameron not able to improve, gonna slot home in 10th. More drivers out there. Tell you what, let's jump out now and watch the 51 of Michael Mueller as he's on his up-to-speed lap. Multiple other drivers still out there. Bob Deuce, Michael Robinson, John Furness, as well as Tommy Haynes, John Wimbish, Nick Hunt. Familiar phrase from last night. That 00 had a good run going last night in the Truck Series. Unfortunately, found himself in a mess later on throughout the evening. Top of the speed chart still right now belongs to that 44 of Arson. Fast-paced qualifying session here in the RB Riggs Custom Computers Xfinity Series from Swift Motorsports. There you see the 51 of Mueller crossing the line, second time lap. Where can he go? Can he improve that 7th? Yes, he does, but not taking away the top spot. Gonna slot in the second spot. We'll jump now back with the Toyota. That's 17 of Tommy Hayes. Haynes on his first time lap here. You'll see him up next to that outside wall trying to get as much momentum as he can. And as I was saying, race fans, very fast-paced qualifying here for these drivers. Only 5 minutes to try to go out there and snag the pole position away. We've got a great onboard roof cam here with that 17 of Haynes as he makes his way off of turn number 2 back down the backstretch on his second time lap. Good enough for 17 with his first time lap. Gonna have to pick up upwards of a second if he's gonna want to try to knock off that 44 of Jason Arson, and I don't believe there's gonna be anybody left out there that's gonna be able to do that. Off of turn number 4, looking nice and smooth for him. Coming across the stripe, gonna cut the apron just a little bit. Crossing the line, where does Haynes go? Haynes improves inside the top 10, but only good enough for the 10th, 9th spot. John Furness goes top of the speed charts, finishing his second timed lap, and he snatches that pole away with just about 10 seconds remaining here in qualifying. So big time shout out there to John Furness for getting the job done. And with that being said, race fans, we're going to step away for a brief commercial break, then head back trackside for your national anthem. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs
track side as the drivers begin to climb into their cars. Race fans, are you ready to go for tonight's Mitten State 98? A little bit of your race information for you here tonight. There you can see 65 degrees, much cooler track temperature than what we seen last night. Track only 90 degrees, about 12 degrees cooler here tonight, so the grip will be there for these Xfinity drivers here in the RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series, brought to you by Swift Motorsports. Hyperdrive Racing, Airs iRacing Paints, and Performance Motorsports. Man, I tell you what, it is going to be one heck of an evening, and more drivers beginning to get to the cars, so we'll go ahead and get things ready to go, ready to fire it off here tonight from Michigan International Speedway. And as the drivers make their way into the cars, we'll go ahead and run down tonight's starting lineup for the Mitten State 98. Starting pole position inside row number 1, the 28 of John Furness. Just to his outside, the 44 of Jason Arson. Michael Mueller gonna line up inside row number 2. Just to his outside, the 18 of Andrew Mraz. Row number 3 here tonight, the 4 of Jim Ott, as well as the 02 of David Camaro. Nick Hunt slotting that 00 in the 7th starting position. 8th will go to Justin Gain. The 98 of Jason Capella, trying to see if he can improve from last night's running spot. Going to start in that 9th position. And rounding out your top 10 for the starting order here tonight in the Mitten State 98 for Swift Motorsports RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series, the 17 of Tommy Hayes. There you can see those drivers ready to roll off. Wyatt Mickelson gonna slot his 48 in the starting spot of the 11th. 12th goes to the 66 of Edward Bray. 13th starting spot goes to the 24 of Gary Wells, while Lee Staples will slot his number 5 machine into the 14th spot. Starting in row number 8, the 27 of Jonathan Cogswell, as well as the 20 of Nigel Christensen. Row number 9, John Wimbish and Michael Robinson. Row number 10 here tonight, the 10 of David Cameron and the 2 of Bob Deuce. Row number 11, the 82 of Mike Franklin and the 32 of Darren Clement. Row number 12 here tonight, the 09 of Andres Ruiz. There you go. I'll spit it out eventually, race fans. And the 16 of Brian Jablowski. I'm sure I chopped that up. Brian, you can get with me at any point in time and let me know how bad that really was. Starting inside row number 13, the 26 of James and the 33 of Terry Kahn, just to his outside. Don Kidder, no 3 gonna line up in 27th. 28th will go to the 8 of Dalton Haynes. That's gonna do it for your starting lineup here tonight for the Mitten State 98. We're ready to fire things off for the first time tonight. And if last night's or Monday night's race has any leaning on what tonight's going to be, race fans, you are in store for a great treat. Grab the popcorn, grab a seat. It's time to go racing here from Michigan International Super Speedway. Green flag flies for the first time, and away we go. The 28 of Furness gets off to a great jump. The 51 of Mueller right there on him now, looking to the outside as they head towards turn 1 for the first time. Mueller gonna have that top spot, looking now back off of the roof cam of the 44 of Jason Arson. Right there in the 4th spot has the 4 of Ott just to his inside. Looks like that outside lane is the way to go right now. A lot of drivers trying to jockey for position. There you can see the 98 just down on the bottom. Jason Capella trying to bring that Ford Mustang up and in outside the top 5, running in the 7th position. Furnace going to come off of turn number 4, back through the tri-oval, crossing the line, going to lead lap number 1. And we've got a lot of drivers mixing it up all over the field right now. Multiple races for position. Look at this little scrum going on. 3-car battle going on between the 5, the 82, and the 09 of Andreas Ruiz right there in that 09. Just behind the 5 of Lee Staples, Mike Franklin right there battling for position just in front of them. More battles going on just outside of your top 10. The 27 of Jonathan Cogswell, Gary Wells, Michael Robinson all battling for position. Now the 98 almost up into that outside wall, racing for position with Wyatt Mickelson. And Capella almost walled it right there. Fastest lap on track last time by goes to Andrew Mraz in that 18 Ford Mustang right there, running in the 5th position. We'll take a look back up here at the top 5 as they continue to try to break away from the field. And we've got a battle for the 2nd spot. Now the 4 of Ott going to the bottom, going to take the spot away from the 51. He tries to close the door, drop down on the elevator, and close that inside lane off. He's going to be able to do so. The 44 of Arson's going to be stuck running behind him for just a few more laps. Front of the field beginning to pull away just a little bit from the 7th place driver, the 30 of Justin Gain. There you can see his Toyota Supra a little bit off pace, but it is very early in the run, ladies and gentlemen. 105 laps here tonight for these RB Rigs Custom Computers Xfinity Series drivers, and they continue green flag racing. And as I already alluded to, only one caution in last night's truck race here from Michigan International Speedway, so look for this to be a green and clean race, possibly all the way through, but with side-by-side racing like we see here at the front. We seen it last night as well, but very, very close quarters here in these Xfinity cars. Oh, close moment there as Arson a little bit sideways coming off of turn number 4, almost right across the nose of the 02 of Camara. Camara gives a little bit of room, but Arson almost having to catch the car. Mraz right there behind Mueller. Furnace still now in the top spot, dropping as Jim Ott made the pass through 3 and 4 that time by. We were a little bit late catching it, but Jim Ott motors on by. Your pole sitter now leads the race heading into turn number 1 as the race leader for the first time. That Ford looking to stretch the lead, and there you can see already breaking away to a 2, 3, almost 4 car length as they make their way off of turn number 2. Watching the battle at the front of the field between your top 3 drivers, and we've got a side-by-side battle just behind them, 2 rows deep. There you see Andrew Mraz, Jason Arson, Justin Gain, Jason Capella all battling right now for position, and it's not over with because you got a few more drivers out there still battling for position as well. The 98 of Jason Capella and Tommy Haynes right there battling for a spot inside the top 10. That's 9th and 10th right here. There you can see it. 17 of Tommy Haynes right there in that 10th spot, trying to make his way a little bit further up inside the top 10. We're going to take a little bit of a look further back through the field, right around the 15th or 16th position. There you can see more battles on track, and this thing is not over yet. Drivers not settling down, very, very fast-paced, as it looks like we have one driver with a little bit of a connection issue. Wyatt Mickelson blinking up in front of some of the drivers. Gonna get that corrected, I am for sure. Gonna jump back a little bit further through the field. There you can see the 10 of David Cameron. He's running in the 22nd spot, trying to run down the 20 of Nigel Christensen, running in the 21st position. And while all that's going on, back at the front of the field there, you can see your pole sitter, the 28 of John Pernis, trying to take back that top spot. Not able to do so, but Ott not able to really shake these drivers lined up just behind him. It's a little bit of a freight train, if you will, without the passing. A lot of single file racing already being had here tonight from Michigan International Speedway, and these drivers are upwards, I would say, of 175, 185 miles an hour at least entering these corners. And there you can see the battle still raging on between that 98 of Jason Capella and the 18 of Jason Mraz. Both of those drivers continuing to battle in their Ford Mustangs. That spot is for the 8th and 9th position. Oh, do apologize. That's actually the 17 of Tommy Haynes battling with his Toyota Supra, trying to take that 9th position away from Capella. We'll take a look back there. You can see it falling off the pace off of turn number 2 that time by. Haynes gives a little bit of ground to Capella. Top 3 drivers still pretty much nose to tail out there on track. There you can see him, 4th place. The 0-2 of David Camara still right there in striking distance. If one of these drivers has a little bit of a moment, all of the drivers lined up, stacked up right behind him are going to try to jump on the mistake, jump on the opportunity for a little bit of a free ride, if you would. Or at least a free position. There you see the 51 going up the track. The 0-2 of Camara looks to the bottom. Going to be right there on his left rear quarter heading across the stripe. We'll take a look at this battle unfold. 2 now, 3 wide heading into turn number 1. The 44 of Arson backs out but continues to run right on the rear deck lid of that 0-2 of Camara. Nice little run here by that 51 to make his way back around Camara. Camara having a little bit of struggle now, but slowly starting to gain, looking to the inside once again. Not going to drop down there just yet. Now dropping down in turn number 1, looks to make the pass, but not able to come up the track. He's going to get binded up just a little bit. And there you see that high side, that momentum come into factor. Once again, the 51 of Mueller just bypasses him pretty easy. And now the 44 of Jason Arson looks to the inside of the 0-2. That's going to be well and done by the time they get to the center of 3 and 4. Now working their way off of 4. Camara going to look to make the crossover. Right there on that left rear quarter at the door now of the 44, almost side by side as they head back into turn number 1. Multiple battles on track. Wyatt Mickelson making a pass on Jonathan Cogswell. That's for the 11th and 12th position, just behind these drivers at the front. John Furness, there you can see him still right on the 4's deck lid, but not able to make the pass just yet. Mueller slowly closing in on this battle at the front. Your top 3 all running within about 0.2 of each other. Lap 15 underway as the 4 of Jim Ott continues to lead the race after taking the race lead away from your pole sitter here tonight. The 28 of John Furness gathering that bonus point for walking away with the pole, and now trying to lead the most laps is Jim Ott, but the 28 has had enough. Drives back down to the bottom and right around the 4 of Ott. Ott actually going to lose 2 positions that time by through 3 and 4, slotting back now into the 3rd spot, and he's got a 4-car train lined up just behind him. Jason Arson, David Camara, Justin Gain, and John Wimbish in your top 7, slowly closing in on your race leader. A little bit off the pace, but not much further back than this Elite 7-car draft, or pack, I should say. Tommy Haynes, David Capella. Tommy Haynes, Jason Capella, Andrew Mraz. I don't know why I called him David Capella. That was pretty interesting. There you can see driver up at the top of the track a little bit off of pace. I believe that may be Jonathan Cogswell right there and running down the 82 of Mike Franklin. Franklin having some issues there moments ago up into the outside wall for just a brief second. So we'll jump back at the front of the field as your top 3 slowly beginning to develop gaps in between them. About 2/10 separates each one of these top 3 drivers. Then Justin Gain, there he goes, makes a pass on the 44 of Arson off of turn number 4, and he's going to look to set his sights on the race leaders. First time inside the top 5. Justin Gain has already been satisfied running in that 5th spot, and he wants more now, up to the 4th spot and hunting down your 3rd place runner, the 4 of Jim Ott. One driver already onto pit lane. Dalton Hayes brings his number 8 machine down to pit road. Not sure if this is a scheduled stop or possibly an attempt at an early undercut. 3 wide behind your race leaders. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you what, race fans. 2-3 wide racing action all over the track, all through the field. As we watch the 56 of John Wimbish trying to get up there to the 02 of David Camara and take that 6th spot away. Oh, great pass we seen just off in the foreground. Justin Gain made the pass on Jim Ott, and caution, flag flies. Caution flag flying here on lap number 10. Lap number 19, I apologize. Not really seeing anything being shown on what would have happened or what might have happened. So unfortunately, race fans not going to have a replay for that one because we're not seeing any incidents anywhere. No drivers slow, no drivers with any issues. So we'll just call it a debris caution here at Michigan International Speedway, and it has been known to happen here multiple times at Michigan International Speedway. We do tend to see some of that debris get blown around. The hot dog wrappers get blown from the kids' hands and out from underneath the seats. You get the popcorn bags and all the candy wrappers and things of that nature. And we've seen it multiple times before in the past. Tear-offs can get stuck on some of the front ends of these Xfinity Series machines. So fortunately enough, these drivers going to be able to catch a break here, get the debris caution, come down pit road, get 4 fresh Goodyear tires, refill the gas tank, and head on off into the sunset, just about a quarter of a way through tonight's Mitten State 98 here for Swift Motorsports RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series, live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. As drivers come to pit road for the first time, we're going to step away for a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with all your green flag action here from Michigan International Speedway. And oh my goodness, I don't know how long I've been over here running my mouth and not having the mic unmuted. So I do apologize, race fans, if you haven't heard anything but the cars here on board with Justin Gain as he tries to take the top spot away. The top two runners sitting just in front of him, Michael Mueller, John Furness right there, running 1 and 2. Mueller finally able to make the pass after a long battle lasting at least 10-15. Oh my goodness, and way up the track and out of the gas. Justin Gain, big moment there. Now the 44 gonna drop to the inside lane, make his way around Gain, and Gain is gonna have to do some damage control, if you will. No damage to the car, but man, I'm telling you, he had to jump out of the gas big time through 1 and 2. Do want to thank each and every one of you, whether you're the fan, friend, family, stopping by here tonight to the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Mute Button Dave, no, I'm just kidding, Darkside Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 Racing Network headquarters, we do appreciate each and every time you stop by. And, well, I tell you what, we've had some great racing action. Here comes Gain back to the front once again. Big run through 3 and 4, able to make the pass on the 44 of Arson. Now he's going to have to try to find the pace on these older tires and see if he can't run back down your top two, Michael Mueller and John Furness, as they have stepped away to about a 0.6 of a second gap over Gain. And we have got drivers to pit road. Looks like Capella brings his 98 machine to pit road. Terry Khan also on to pit road, but Khan on pit road for quite a long time after a little bit of contact with the outside wall, trying to fix that machine. Down and away now is Khan. Capella just now into his box. We'll continue to watch the front of the field to see who, if any of your front runners are going to go ahead and come to pit road. Closing in on the halfway point here tonight. Lap number 43 out of the 105 scheduled in the official race distance here in the Swift Motorsports RB Rigs Custom Computers Xfinity Series. Again, want to apologize for having the mic muted there for a good solid 10 to 15 laps at least. But we had some great racing action on screen, didn't we, folks? At least I kept up with the great action, I'm just going to say. Just saying. Battle still going on here between Ott, Arson, and Wimbish. That's for 4th, 5th, and 6th. David Camara right behind them in that 0-2. As it looks like Mike Franklin a little bit off the pace, and now Gary Wells to pit road. Wyatt Mickelson making his way back to the track after his pit stop. Multiple drivers already on and off pit road, and while we find ourselves getting ready for a green flag pit cycle, gonna go ahead and run through a little bit of house cleaning as we continue to watch your top two battle on track. We started tonight's race with 26 drivers. We have still got 22 drivers out there running on the track, 16 drivers being scored on the lead lap, with your race leader once again, John Furness, able to make the pass and grab that top spot away once again after securing the pole position here tonight for the Mitten State 98 and Swift Motorsports RB Rigs Custom Computers Xfinity Series. These drivers have put on one heck of a show so far. Only one caution coming out at around lap number 19, lap 20 for these drivers, so have been out here for another 25 laps or more on their tires. And I wonder just how long these drivers can continue to run on these fuel and tires, because Jim Ott, John Wimbish, Jason Arson all to pit road. So drivers from inside the top 5 now making their way down to pit road. Nigel Christensen gonna join these drivers on pit road, as well as Jonathan Cogswell. Your top 10 drivers still yet to pit for the second time here tonight. All the drivers pitted under our first caution. No driver in your top 10 back to pit road just yet. Brian Jablonski out there running in the 11th position, up 13 spots from where he started tonight's race, as the 0-2 of David Camaro going to give up the 4th spot and bring his Chevy Camaro down to pit road. There you see multiple drivers making their way off of pit road. Jim Ott going to be shown one lap down now as your race leaders motor on by, but look for Ott to be able to reclaim the lead lap here very, very quickly with those fresh tires, about 25 lap fresher tires than these drivers that are going to be around him. So I tell you what, why don't we stay right here with that 4 of Ott, as he's already reclaiming a spot, making his way around the 30 of Justin Gain right now. There you can see side by side to the line, and Ott now going to set his sights on the 2 race leaders, John Furness, Michael Mueller right there, 1 and 2, just ahead of this 4. And looking down through timing and scoring, trying to keep an eye on the pit road police, see if they're active here tonight. And it doesn't look like we've got too many of those drivers that have been popped here tonight by the pit road police. But Mueller, look at the gap that he has given up to Furness. Furness has absolutely stepped away from your second place driver, now breaking off the track onto pit road. Your top 3 all down and away to pit road this time by 4th, 5th, all following suit. Andrew Mraz coming down as well. Edward Bray out there on track. No, he's going to come back down, and that's going to put Jim Ott back out there on the lead lap. And if he can make his way back around the track as he makes it to the backstretch, he very well may have a shot at reclaiming the race lead with this short pit. The undercut may work out for Ott, but he's going to have fresher tires hunting him down. He was on the pit road on lap 45, so already 4 5-lap old tires for this 4 of Jim Ott. And there you see most of the drivers now down and away. Up to speed is Furness, Mueller, Gain, but Ott gonna motor on by. There you can see him coming off of pit road. There you see the 28 trying to get up to speed, but not gonna do it quick enough. Back to the top of this charts, back to the race lead, the 4 of Jim Ott. Fastest lap of the race being ran that last time by this 56 of John Wimbish. There you can see him, 42:11, fastest time of the race belonging to that 56. And John Furness coming back to pit road. Looks like the pit road police strike again here at Michigan in an international speedway, and your race leader, your pole sitter, popped on pit road, having to come back down, give up the race lead, and that is more than likely gonna put Furness down 1 lap. Ooh, that is a tough break. And it looks like that's exactly what it was, speeding on pit road. And man, that has got to hurt as a driver. There you can see him off in the distance, making his way back up to speed. But here comes your race leader. And although Furness does not lose a lap, he has almost lost a lap right there. Still trying to get up to speed, 160 miles an hour as your race leader, upwards of 180 miles an hour. So Furness has got to get that 28 machine up and going very, very quickly. Watching the battle between your top 2, the 4 of Jim Ott being closely followed by the 56 of John Wimbish. Wimbish with a great pit stop was able to make up a lot of time, a lot of ground And due to the undercut, Jim Ott and John Wimbish both able to make up a few positions. David Camara also utilizing that undercut, able to pick up a few spots on the track. Michael Mueller now in the 4th spot, and Justin Gain round out your top 10. As we cross the line to begin lap number 53, halfway through tonight's Mitten State 98 for SwiftMotorSports RB Rigs Custom Computers Xfinity Series. These drivers have been on the gas all night long. Only one, or actually two cautions, I should say, here tonight in the race. Or was it just one? 2 cautions here tonight from Michigan International Speedway in the RB Rigs Custom Computers Xfinity Series. And these drivers once again under green flag pit stops already for the first time here tonight, continuing to battle on track. And this is not the only battle on track. We'll jump back here as Nick Hunt, Wyatt Mickelson all battle with Andrew Mraz, Lee Staples right there as well in his 5 machine. 2, 3 wide for a moment through 1 and 2 with the 28 stuck in the middle. Hot and heavy battle back here just behind Nick Hunt. Andrew Mraz right there. You can see him. Lee Staples trying to get by that 28 machine, but not able to do so just yet. The 00 of Nick Hunt continuing to run just in front of Mraz. Back here knocking on the door of a top 10. Looking at the front, pass for the race lead moments ago. John Wimbish on lap number 54, able to take the top spot away from Jim Ott. So look for Wimbish to try to increase the race lead, try to walk off into the sunset. There you can see him off of turn number 2 using that high lane, able to make and keep the momentum up. The 56 starting to set sail. He has opened up a 0.2 of a second gap over Wimbish, but they have got to be concerned because slowly but surely, there you can see him, 4th car in line on screen. That 51 of Michael Mueller. He is slowly closing the gap lap after lap. And pretty soon himself, Justin Gain, Jason Arson, Jason Capella, all going to be right there knocking on the door of your race leaders. And I do want to take a quick moment to look back through the field, check on your pole sitter, your race leader early in the race. And before that last set of green flag pit stops, John Furness was leading the race, got popped by the pit road police. Now back holding on to the lead lap, running in the 21st position. The last car on the lead lap of Furness trying to make his way around the 33 of Kahn, and if he can do so, that's going to give him a little bit more of a buffer between himself and the race leader, and as many cars as he can put in between himself and the race leader, that just serves him well as he continues to try to somehow, some way, find his way back to the front of the field. But he has got a long way to go, 38.9 seconds behind your race leader. And there you can see him right there, not that far away on the same straightaway as the race leader. So Furness has got to pick him up and put him down very, very quickly. little bit of house cleaning for you, race fans. We had 26 drivers take to the starting grid here tonight. We still have 22 drivers running on the track, 21 still on the lead lap. The two of Bob Deuce being scored as the first car not on the lead lap, being shown 8 laps down. Ott able to close the distance and get right back to the rear deck lid of that 56, but look no further. Mueller, Camara, Gain, all right there. They have closed the distance. They have closed the gap. Arriving on the scene late, but with the fresher tires, what will Mueller, Camara, and Gain do? There you can see Jason Arson right there in that orange machine, running in the 6th spot, and they've got themselves a pretty big cushion back to the 82 of Mike Franklin, running in 7th, Jason Campella in 8th, Tommy Haynes in 9th, and 10th goes to Andrew Mraz. Wimbish with a good run so far here tonight, trying to keep the field just behind him. Can he keep these very hungry drivers behind him, or will Mueller with the fresh tires make the pass? He's looking to the inside now, going to make the pass on Ott. Just one more spot to go for the 51 of Mueller to regain the race lead all over that rear deck lid. His Camaro, I guarantee you, left some black paint across the bumper of that Cheerwine 56 being piloted by John Wimbish. Wimbish took the race lead away from Ott after several laps after the green flag pit cycle had ensued. And now back to the front of the field once again is that 51 of Mueller. Great running by all these drivers there. You can see the train of cars at the front beginning to develop again. 3 cars packed up pretty closely together. Then Justin Gain, David Camara just barely off of the pace behind these drivers, just about 0.4 of a second back to Gain as he begins to step away from Camara just a little bit. Your top 3 motoring on around this 2-mile D-shaped oval, putting on a show here tonight in the Mitten State 98. John Wimbish trying to see if he can somehow make these older tires work for him, try to get back up there and battle for that top spot, try to snatch the race lead back away from Michael Mueller. And race fans were closing in once again on that fuel window, close to what will be our second round of green flag pit stops. Most of the drivers back onto pit lane around lap 45 to 48 is the fuel window for these drivers on screen right here. And how long will they stay out on track? Because most of them pitted on lap 20 prior to that, so they're getting about 25 laps or so on the fuel tank and tires. So the fuel window very, very close to opening up once again for these drivers. Who's going to be the first one to come to pit road as we continue green flag racing through 3 and 4? Your race leader, Michael Mueller, has stepped away from this battle, and there goes the 4 of Jim Ott down to pit road. The 44 of Jason Arson also joining him. Arson seeing what Ott did in that first time with the undercut, and he wants some of it. He brings his number 44 machine down to pit road as well. Wimbish now losing a spot to the 30 of Justin Gain through 1 and 2, and Gain going to try to gain, no pun intended, on Mueller halfway down the backstretch, has a little bit of help with the arrow behind him being provided by the 56 of Wimbish, but Mueller, I'm telling you, he has opened up a 1 second gap, and that is, besides the green flag pit cycles, that's the biggest gap any race leader has had tonight here at Michigan International Speedway for Swift Motorsports RB RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series. Mueller right there, almost into that outside wall, trying to make his way by the 16 of Brian Jablonski. And Brian, you're definitely I'm gonna get that figured out. Don't worry about that. We'll get that figured and worked out. No problem. No problem. And it looks like Camara down to pit road, and he almost had a bit of a moment. We'll check in with him. He didn't hit anything, but he was all sorts of out of shape getting his O2 machine woed up and down to pit road speed. So green flag pit cycle underway once again. The pit stops. Who's going to have the pit crew to get the job done? And will we see anybody try to stretch this fuel run to possibly make it on just one more stop? Word coming into my ear from the track, it looks like none of the drivers, even the drivers that just hit pit road, Jim Ott, not going to have enough fuel in the tank to make it to the end of this race, even pitting on lap 67. So Camara not even going to be able to make it as he pitted on 67, lap 65 for Jim Ott. Ott slowly trying to make his way back by your race leader. And oh my goodness, he was all over that rear deck lid as your race leader breaks away to pit road, brings Justin Gain. John Wimbish gonna stay out on track, continue to lead the race here. There you can see him just behind Jim Ott as Ott continues to try to set sail, try to gain some time. And how long is Wimbish willing to stay out? Is he willing to roll the dice and risk it for the biscuit here tonight from Michigan International Speedway in the Mitten State 98 for the race win? Will this be a fuel mileage race? We have seen fuel mileage races multiple times, whether it be on the iRacing.com platform or in real life. Fuel mileage always seems to come into factor here at Michigan International Speedway. So look for I think Wimbish is going to try to stretch this run on out and try to make it on just this one more stop. I'm not so sure it's going to work out, but it's worth a shot, right? It's early in the season. It's race number 1. There's 15 races before the champion is crowned, so why not go ahead and risk it a little bit here in race number 1? And just like that, Wimbish makes a liar out of me, and he comes to pit road on lap number 71. But Mike Franklin, he's going to stay out a little bit longer. Franklin last on to pit road on lap 48, so he does have another lap or two in the fuel tank that he can spare in the 82, trying to capitalize on the green flag pit cycle. He's going to go around the track, lead at least one lap, collect that bonus point. And I want to go ahead and say hats off, big shout out to this man right here running that thin blue line paint scheme right there. That is pretty awesome right there. Absolutely love it. Your race leader, Mike Franklin, Tommy Haynes, Nick Hunt, as well as Nigel Christensen, all out on the track. After green flag pit cycles, they continue to stay on the track. waiting to come to pit road for their third and what may be their final time. None of the other drivers already making their third stop here tonight can make it on fuel to the end of this thing, so fuel mileage gonna make this very, very interesting. And it sounds like the 82, he's gonna go another lap out here before he decides to bring it to pit road. So I tell you what, let's go on board inside the cockpit of that 82 machine. There you can see that's the shot just above the roof cam looking over the hood. Right back inside the cockpit looking at the driver, Mike Franklin. Now there you can see those hands on the wheel getting the job done. Gyro cam right here heading into turn number 3, and there you'll get a feel for just how the track is banked and how it feels to be one of these drivers in these RB Rigs Custom Computers Xfinity Series cars here at Michigan International Speedway. And you can see the RPM 7.5 grand, upwards of 8 by the time they get into turn number 1. And just about right now, even with the old tires, knocking on the door of 180 miles an hour. We'll continue to take a look at your race leader, but gonna walk back through the field because here we've got a battle. The 4 of Jim Ott has got the 51 of Michael Mueller all over him, and I think this just very well may be the battle for what will eventually be the race lead after the top drivers make their pit stops. And Mike Franklin must have heard us because he has headed to pit road. That's going to hand the lead over to Tommy Haynes. Nick Hunt still yet to make his last stop. John Furness also still out there running in the 4th spot after being popped by the pit road police last time he was on to pit road. So I wonder if that 28 is a little bit gun shy of coming back down to pit road. There you can see him just in front of Michael Mueller, but he has still got to make his pit stop as Tommy Haynes continues to run out there on track, last on to pit road on lap 48, so almost 30 laps into this fuel run for that 17 machine. He's definitely going to be able to make it to pit road after he comes back onto the track, because down onto pit road Haynes and Hunt go. That's going to put the lead of the race into the hands of Michael Mueller. All he has got to do is come back around to the front stretch as he has made a pass on John Furness. Furness now being passed by the drivers that have already hit pit road, and Furness breaking away, coming to pit road now after leading a handful of laps early throughout the race after securing the pole position. The 28 being popped by those pesky pit road police, and that is going to more than likely put an end to his great run here tonight. Nick Hunt, Tommy Haynes, and John Furness all to pit road, all losing some time now. We'll wait for the green flag pit stops to cycle completely through, and then we'll run down your top 10 as they run on the track and go through a little bit of the house cleaning for you as we continue green flag racing here from Michigan International Speedway. After just 2 cautions here tonight, we have seen a ton of green flag racing. And there you can see just how troubling those pit road penalties can be. John Furness being passed by Mueller just moments ago. And Furness, he's got the fresher tires. I mean, much fresher tires at that. About 10 lap fresher tires to be exact than Mueller in gain. So look for him to be able to get to the bumpers, possibly make the pass. But all that's going to do is put him back on the lead lap. John Furness, and that 28 is in desperate need of a caution flag here tonight at Michigan International Speedway. Thanks for joining us here tonight, race fans, here in the beautiful rolling Irish hills of southern Michigan for the Swift Motorsports RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series. Michael Mueller continues to lead the race after our third round of green flag pit stops. He's got the 30 of Justin Gain just behind him. Jim Ott in the 4 off the pace, just off in the background there on your screenshot. There you can see and find that 4 of Ott. More battles on track. There you can see Jason Capella battling with the 24 of Gary Wells. Wells on the inside, trying to make the pass on the 98. Gonna do so without really any fight. Now Capella begins to work his way back after a great run through the center of 1 and 2. Not able to get there, though, by the end of the backstretch, and we have got a pretty stretched outfield. Another battle on track. There you can see going on between the 20 of Nigel Christensen and the 27 of Jonathan Cogswell. Cogswell all over the rear deck lid for the past 2 or 3 laps, but not able to make a pass just yet. We continue to look at some battles on the racetrack through the timing and scoring, and oh my goodness, that was close between Christensen and Cogswell. Back at the front of the field, there you can see that 28 of Furness in the Haviline Chevy Camaro making his way by your race leader, so that's going to put Furness back on the lead lap. And after the round of green flag pit stops, well, we said we were going to, so here we go. Gonna run down your top 10 drivers as they run on screen. We see your race leader right there on board just above with the roof cam. Your race leader running in the top spot, the 51 of Michael Mueller. Gonna have to make it quick because the man just behind him very well may take that top spot away. Running in the second position, up 6 spots from where he started tonight's race from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Driver of that 30 machine, Justin Gain. Looking to the inside. Will he take the top spot away? We'll stay right here. Big run to the bottom. Can Gain walk up the track? No, not going to clear him. Not going to have enough room. High side paying off. Momentum working for that 51 of Michael Mueller. But look for this battle to continue. So we'll jump through your top 10 very, very quickly as we continue side-by-side racing action at the front of the field. Oh, my goodness, that's close through 1 and 2. I tell you what, race fans, we're going to stay right here as this battle continues to rage on. Gain looking to make that inside lane work. Slowly but surely picking him up and putting him down. Slide job up in front of Mueller. And Gain gonna take the top spot, crossing the line for the first time tonight as your race leader. That RIGS Custom Computers Toyota Supra looking sweet at the front of the field. Now trying to make the crossover work, but not going to be able to, is Mueller. Back through our top 10 rundown, you'll find Jim Ott right there in the 4 machine running in the third and final podium position. Ott does have John Wimbish right there behind him. Wimbish and his Ford Mustang looks like he may be coming to pit road. Coming to pit road once again. It goes Wimbish. David Kamara going to pick up a spot. Jason Arson also picking up 1 spot right there. There you can see that 44 trying to make his way back up through the field. Now running in the 5th position. 6th goes to the 82 of Mike Franklin. Wimbish now being scored in the 7th spot. 8th will go to Tommy Haynes. Gary Wells up inside the top 10 as well. Nick Hunt, driver, being shown in that 9th position. Jason Capella being passed for the 9th spot, so Capella will round out your top 10. More importantly, though, back at the front, look at this battle continue to rage on between these top 2 drivers. Justin Gain and Michael Mueller continuing to battle it out on track through 1 and 2. Now back down the backstretch. There you can see John Wimbish just in front of them. John onto pit road for his 4th and final stop. And do these drivers behind him, do they have enough fuel in the tank to make it to the end? Gonna be very, very close for Gain and Mueller. Jim Ott looks like he's gonna have to come to pit road. Jason Arson gonna have to come to pit road. David Camara very close to being able to make it. Gain and Mueller, man, they are very, very close to being able to make it, as we have got less than 20 laps to go. The witching hour here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, where racing dreams turn to nightmares and nightmares turn to reality. Who's going to make it to victory lane here tonight? Can Gain continue to lead the final 18 laps? He's got a hungry, hard charging 51 of Mueller right behind him. The 4 of Jim Ott breaks away to pit road for the final time. Edward Bray, Lee Staples, and Jonathan Cogswell all join him on pit road. Jason Arson also to pit road for the final time here tonight. So who's going to have enough fuel in the tank to make it all the way to the end? I believe Mike Franklin, Tommy Haynes, as well as Nick Hunt. All 3 of those drivers, they have got to feel pretty safe with the fuel in the tank. All 3 of those drivers on pit road last time on lap 75 or 76. And there you can see Gain and Mueller to pit road, racing to pit road. My goodness, how did they get it slowed down? That's going to give the race lead to this man right here on screen, David Camara, and he has got a 5-second gap back to Mike Franklin, so he's able to play with the gap a little bit, maybe give up a little time, maybe coast a little bit, push in the clutch through the corners, things of that nature, try to save as much fuel as he can. And I told you at the beginning of tonight's broadcast, race fans, will we possibly see a fuel mileage race here tonight? And that is exactly what we have got on our hands. A fuel mileage race once again here from Michigan International Speedway. It's just something about this 2-mile D-shaped oval carved out in the Irish Hills about 40 miles west of Detroit, that just these cars just seem to end up in a fuel mileage race all the time, whether it's here on the iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator, or whether it be in real life where the big boys play. It seems that Michigan International Speedway, for some reason, lends itself into a fuel mileage track. And just like that, back to pit road goes Mike Franklin. So I don't know. I am not sure if Haynes or Hunt can make it on fuel or not, because they were on to pit road just 1 lap after. And there you can see just how far off the pace David Camara is. And I tell you what, let's jump down trackside on board with Camara, go inside the cockpit and just listen to how much fuel he's saving. And there you can hear him very light and very late in the gas, not even full throttle just yet. just slowly squeezing that throttle down, and he continues to lead Nick Hunt by 15 seconds, so he has got quite a big gap that he's got to play with right here. Drivers that have been to pit road for the final time. John Wimbish right there in the 56 Ford Mustang running in the 4th spot, but he is shown 28 seconds behind the man we are riding on board with right now, your race leader, the 02 of David Kamara, and Kamara very well just oh no, not going to have enough fuel. He's going to go ahead and head down pit road this time by. That's going to put the lead in the hands of this man right here. Will Nick Hunt keep that 00 out there on track? He's going to be forced to go at least one more lap. Being forced to go at least one more lap by that 24 machine of Gary Wells. Wells jumped to the bottom of the track. That forced Hunt to run the high side there through 3 and on the exit of 3 and 4. Forcing him to go at least one more lap, but he has got more drivers with him out there on track. Still Tommy Haynes running in the 2nd spot, about 1.5, almost 2 seconds back behind Hunt right now is Haynes. We'll take a look back here at that 17 Toyota Supra, and it is a Toyota 2-4 up at the top of the field. 1 and 2 right now, all in the hands of these Toyota Supras. And this is going to get close, race fans. Very, very close. These drivers right now running in 1st and 2nd. They can give up about a second of a lap and still be safe before Wimbish is going to get there. But he is moving last time by. 42.81 for the driver of that 56 machine. Your race leader, Nick Hunt, only running a 43.50. So almost a full second faster was Wimbish, and that is right about the threshold that Haynes and Hunt have got to keep Wimbish behind them. Just about the 6 to 8/10 of a second gap deficit lap after lap will be fine, but do these drivers have enough fuel? You can give up the time, but if you don't have the fuel in the fuel cell, you're not going to make it. And with 10 laps to go, Nick Hunt in the 00 heads down the back stretch. Back towards turn number 3 once again. Will he head to pit road this time by, or will he continue to stay out on track running in that 00? Man, I tell you what, Hunt had a great run going last night in the truck race here at Michigan International Speedway. But unfortunate circumstances and involvement in a little bit of a race incident caught the 00 out. Not able to make it into a podium spot by the end of the night, but right now holding on to hope. Nick Hunt continues to lead the field, now having a 2.3 second race lead over Tommy Haynes, and Haynes may very well be saving a little bit more fuel than Hunt because he's a little bit further off of the pace. And John Wimbish, he has closed the distance, man. 8 seconds behind your second place runner, and then another 2 stacked on top of that. So Wimbish sitting right about 10 seconds behind your race leader with only 8 laps to go. Can Hunt stretch the fuel in the tank to make it to the end? Looking around to see if we have any battles on the track, and it looks like some of your closest battles are actually just about a half a second or so. So we'll jump back here. There you see a battle between Edward Bray, Jonathan Cogswell trying to take that spot away from Bray. They've got the 20 of Nigel Christensen just behind them. Those 3 drivers all battling for position on track, being scored off of the lead lap as the 27 makes his way by the 66 of Bray. Bray struggling now falling off the pace just a little bit. Now Jason Capella coming to pit road this time by, so Capella was holding on for hope, hoping a caution could come out, but not able to get the cautions when he needed it, and being shown off of the lead lap and falling through the field, being scored right now in the 20th position. Meanwhile, back at the front, the 00 continues to lead the race, leading Tommy Haynes by 2.5 seconds. 2.5 seconds is that race lead. Tommy Haynes has about a 5.6 second advantage over Wimbish. Wimbish has closed the distance, but not quick enough. With just 6 laps to go, Wimbish is going to have to be much faster. He's going to have to pick up the pace and go hammer down here for the final 5 laps as Nick Hunt crosses the line. Gonna see the high five out there from the flag man as Hunt heads back into turn number 1. After an early caution here tonight and then one debris caution, we continued green flag racing for the remainder of the race. 4 green flag pit cycles for these drivers here tonight as Hunt crosses the line with 4 laps to go. More drivers trying to make their way back by your race leader. There you can see the 48 of Wyatt Mickelson putting himself back onto the lead lap. The 25 of Michael Robinson trying to regain at least one of his laps back. Robinson being scored now just 1 lap down. And after some trouble on pit road and running at the front, racing to the pit road line, the scoring loop catching the 30 of Justin Gain out, and Gain unfortunately had a long stay on pit road, but that penalty gonna be scored. The first car off the lead lap, running now in the 12th spot after leading laps earlier in tonight's Mitten State 98 here in Swift Motorsports RB Riggs Custom Computers Xfinity Series, live on Turn 3 Racing Network. Coming through 3 and 4, your race leader's gonna see the popsicle sticks displayed up there for him at the flag stand. Just 2 laps to go for the 00, and he can slot himself into victory lane. Still 4 seconds between himself and second place runner Tommy Haynes. Haynes now has Mueller and Wimbish breathing down their necks. We'll jump back here, take a look at this one as Mueller right there trying to make a pass for that second spot, looking to the inside now on that 17 as Mueller was able to make a pass on Wimbish. Wimbish falling off the pace, still about 1 second off of Haynes, so Haynes desperately trying to hold on to a podium spot, but Mueller 3 laps to go. Contact with the outside wall for Haynes. Able to bounce off the outside wall just a little bit, keep it headed in the right direction, but white flag has been displayed. Final lap for your race leader off of turn 2 for the final time here tonight. Halfway down the backstretch, can Nick Hunt put that 00 into victory lane? Just 2 more corners to go. Coming through 3 in the center, now off of 4. And yeah, this we're just not going to say anything about that one. Nick Hunt Sorry, noticing something else, race fans. We'll leave that one alone. Nick Hunt walking away with the race win here tonight. What a great race. What a great job. Man, I tell you what, Nick Hunt got it all right here tonight, stretching the fuel and making it to the end off of just 3 pit stops here tonight. So as he brings his car to a crawl here at the start-finish lane, he will enjoy a little bit of his race celebrations here. We'll wait for it. See the smoke show tonight from that 00 of Nick Hunt walking away with the race win. Well, looks like he's going to take a moment to collect his thoughts and emotions after a great race win here tonight. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step away for just a brief moment, get things set up and ready to go for your post-race interview. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I got you. Man, I'm excited about it. You gotta take them however you can get them. And this one, and yeah, I was stretching there. Like I said, I couldn't even do a burnout, but hey, you got to take them however you can get them. Oh, it doesn't matter to me if we have a layoff or not. That doesn't affect me as far as confidence. I'm just, uh, I'm feeling pretty good about running the season. You know, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be the fastest guy out there, but I hope I can run up in the top five consistently and get me a win here and there. That's my goal, and look for a good finish at the end season. Oh man, just got to tell all you gentlemen out there, guard your manhood, wear the pins, and we also want to thank Swift Motorsports for putting this on. Oh yeah, it depends on it sometimes. We appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. How you doing? No, I was doing really good when I thought I had the right strategy. Yeah, I mean these big tracks like this with this car, especially with this league, it always comes down to fuel miles. We don't have a lot of cautions, so me and Justin Gann were kind of playing the same strategy. They were trying to stay up front, and it just I can't believe Nick made it. I am very surprised that he made it because I thought he was going to be like at least one lap short, and come to find out he had just enough because he ran out on the cool down lap. So it's all right though. I'll take P2 to start the season. Um, I've always been for the trophy. I like the trophies, so I always usually take the race wins, a little more extra bonus points at the end. So points are good too, but race wins are a little bit better for me. But for a P2 to start the season at a track I'm not that consistent at, I'll definitely take going on to the next race. Absolutely. Oh my god, guys back at M2 Speed Labs. Those guys help me out every single week building open setups for a road and oval. So appreciate all them back there. And all the guys I hang out with down in our little Xfinity lobby down in Discord. You too, buddy. Have a good Christmas. Hope all the viewers have a good Christmas and a New Year.
Yeah, I got you, Dave. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I was trying to save my gas so I wouldn't run out. I run out coming across the line there. I'd like to congratulate Nick, and I seen Mueller and John coming. I was like, just let me hold off to about 2 to go. Then I was just gonna mash and finish where I could do. But as long as I got a top 5, I was good. Well, after we got that first caution, and then it kind of settled down, and we made that first green flag stop, and then we come down to the next one. I thought to myself, I don't think we're gonna have no more cautions. And I run my try on that very last stop, and I had about 30 laps left. I knew you could get about 30 on the tank, which I could, and it just worked out perfect lap wise how it fell. And when me and Nick come in, I knew Nick was thinking the same thing, and just whoever could not run out of gas was gonna win it. And then another thing, I knew the other people, they had already pitted way early, so I knew they was gonna have to pit again. So that's how it just kind of fell like it did.
Well, Tommy, once again, congratulations on a great run here to start the season off in the RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series for Swift Motorsports. Walking away with the third and final podium spot. Before we let you go here tonight, though, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of the car?
No, I like to. I got Bud Zero in the car tonight. Like to thank Logan Kites. He painted it for me. He does a good job. Anybody needs paints, give Logan a shout out. Thank Justin and Don and everybody for putting the league on. It's a good group of guys. It's going to be a heck of a season. And I say tune in tomorrow night because it's probably going to be like Daytona tomorrow night. We'll all be on top of each other. And thank you for what you do for broadcasting everything.
Yes, sir. My pleasure. And with races like this, how could it not be a pleasure? You guys put on an absolute show all week long so far. So I look forward to you guys putting on another show tomorrow night. With that being said, Tommy, man, have a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and we'll catch up with you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, maybe that'll be fine. We'll check in 2 weeks then. Thank you, buddy.
There you go. There you have it. Final words from the driver finishing in the third spot here tonight, rounding out those podium positions. And, well, just like that, another great race in the books for the Swift Motorsports RIGS Custom Computers Xfinity Series. Man, tiresome, great racing action all night long. These drivers were battling all over the track, at the front of the field, back around the top 5 spot, top 10 spot, 15th, 20th, you name it. There was a battle for position tonight. These drivers laid it all out on the line all night long, and it looks like producers hitting the buttons in the ear, so you know what that means. Time to run down your unofficial race results for tonight's Mitten State 198, walking away with the race win, the 00 of Nick Hunt. Slotting home in the second position, the 51 of Michael Mueller. Tommy Haynes going to round out your podium spots. John Wimbish in the 56 slotting home in 4th. Jim Ott walking away with a top 5. The 44 of Jason Arson gonna come home in 6th. Mike Franklin in 7th. David Camara slotting home in 8th. John Furness right there in 9th. Gary Wells in the 24 gonna round out your top 10. The 48 of Wyatt Mickelson gonna slot home in 11th. 12th goes to Nigel Christensen. Justin Gain, after some pit road woes, gonna slot home in 13th. 14th will go to Jonathan Cogswell. Lee Staples walks away with the 15th position. 16th goes to Edward Bray. Andrew Mraz in the 18 machine gonna slot in the 17th spot. Michael Robinson walk away from the track in 18th. 19th goes to the 16 of Brian Jason Capella in the 98, gonna slot home in 20th. The 2 of Bob Deuce finishing tonight's race in the 21st spot. 22nd goes to Terry Kahn. Andreas Ruiz in the 09 gonna slot home in 23rd. 24th goes to the 26 of James David Cameron in the 10, gonna finish tonight's race in the 25th spot. 26th goes to our final runner, the 8 of Dalton Hayes. There you have it, race fans, your unofficial race results. Another great one in the books here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Glad you could all join us here tonight, whether you're the fan, friend, or family. We appreciate you tuning in. If you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside Dave, and the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every time you stop by, because without you, there would be no us. So with that being said, stay safe, stay loved. Until next time, we'll see ya in Turn 3.